Welcome to the cave. Thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure, Elias. I love joining a fellow Greek in the cave. That sounds
Can't,
weird.
can't
That sounds.
complain. I've been actually been trying to get you on the show for the last 3 years. We finally did it.
Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. All you had to say was Elias, and I would have been like, "Yep, let's do it."
So exciting times, my friend. You have a new film coming out December 16th, High Heat, theaters, VOD, on demand. I watched it last night. I love it. A little bit of action, comedy, fights. Kind of
Yeah,
brings you the 90s vibe a little bit in it.
that's exactly right. Yeah, it's one of those films that we don't quite see as often anymore that people love. Just a great romp with great action, some emotional moments, a lot of comedy. You got Don Johnson, Olga Kurylenko. You really can't go wrong.
What are you hoping for when the people tune in for the first time to watch this? What are you hoping they get out of this film?
I mean, I hope that they just sit back, a little popcorn, and there's really something for everybody in this movie. There's some great funny moments. I mean, I think that it's also got some nice, great action sequences, some great fight sequences. I really just want people to sit back and be entertained for a little over an hour and a half.
Right. So we see you as Tom. What did you
Yeah,
love about this character?
I love that. Typically I play really sort of front forward aggressive types, and this guy is definitely not that. I love the idea of playing somebody that definitely takes a back seat to his far more capable wife, and it was fun to sort of play someone that's a little henpecked and maybe needs a little love. I had a good time.
I remember like a couple of the scenes. The first time we see you is when she gets off the phone and you wheel right through with the gun. But your character also seems like he's very mellow at first, very easygoing at first.
Yeah, he's really this is a guy that knows his woman and knows his place in the family and really knows that the key to a happy life is a happy wife. So he really just wants to keep the peace.
The question is, how come we didn't see you in any fight scenes?
Yeah, that is the question, isn't it? Well, we wouldn't want to mess up this beautiful face of mine.
The Greek face, right?
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, no, in this one, Tom wasn't fighting too much, but I did have a good time.
We also see you, the Brosio twins. I had Kiara on my show a couple months ago. Great girl,
Yeah,
very
really, really
nice.
nice, super nice.
Yeah. How was it working with her, and how was it working with Kaitlin, Mimi?
Everybody was terrific, and Kaitlin and I had a great time together. She's a really good collaborator, solid actor, and really came to the set with a million different ideas. On a movie like this that happens really quickly, and everybody really needs to be ready to collaborate and ready to change things on the fly too. You know what I mean? We had a lot of night shoots, and there are a lot of different things that can sort of go wrong with locations and this and that, and that can shift the way that the scene is written. So she was such a willing collaborator and so pleasant to work with. I had a really, really good time actually.
Mm. I love some of the scenes with you and her. Also, like, was it hard to keep a straight face with some of these one-liners between you two?
Oh yeah, and we came up with a lot of that stuff on the fly as well. A
You
bunch of
did.
that stuff was improvised. Yeah, the writer and director were really open to us sort of finding something that felt organic and natural. So yeah, we did. We laughed a heck of a lot.
How about the Gary massage?
Yeah, the Gary massage that was all that all that all just emerged as we were filming. That was a lot of fun, actually, man. It's fun to play a role where the character oscillates from extremes of real emotion to some, really, really silly humor. It was
Mm.
very gratifying.
Well, we see like we see you about 30 minutes into the film, and then throughout the film, we see you like at the end, your character changes a little bit. He wants to start making decisions now.
Yeah, he comes back to sort of finding who he always wanted to be, and sometimes that can
Mm.
happen in life. We have an idea of where we're going, and then life gets in the way, and we have a family, and somewhere along the way we lose some sort of a little pilot light that was driving us in a direction, and he finds that again and wants to be for his children and for his wife who he always wanted to be.
Did you get a chance to watch the film after it was put all together?
I haven't had a chance to see it yet. No, I haven't seen it yet, so I'm actually very excited to see it.
Because my next question was going to be like, was there somebody in the movie that you kind of hope you had a scene with that
Well, I
you
mean, I can
didn't?
answer that easily. I mean, that would be Dawn and Olga, of course. I
Mm.
mean, I loved her in Quantum of Solace. I think her work is always super solid, and I've been such a fan of his forever. I would have fanboyed out on him because I just think he's such the man. So that would have been fun. But it's all good.
What are the chances now of a sequel? Any word on that?
Well, yeah, Tom and Mimi's Revenge, definitely. I actually think that there's a lot left to be explored with regard to those characters. I think those characters were really fun. They could be a fun little side story.
Well, we can see a Tom and Mimi spin-off also.
Totally. Why not, man?
Right.
Let's do it.
That's right. So High Heat, December 16th. What's next for you now? Any other projects you're allowed to tell us about coming
Yeah,
out?
sure. I'm on a really neat series on Peacock that's going to be coming out in the spring, April 20th. The first 4 episodes will drop. It's written and executive produced by the brilliant Damon Lindelof, who you'd know from Watchmen and Lost, and among other things. It's called Mrs. Davis, and it stars Betty Gilpin, and it's a really fascinating dystopian look at what happens to faith and religion when technology and an algorithm can answer all your prayers. It's a really, really neat story, and I play a terrific character in that. That comes out in April. And then I had the great pleasure of working with George Clooney as a director in The Boys in the Boat that we shot in London earlier this year. And that should be coming out MGM in theaters in the fall.
Oh, that's awesome. Last question. Are we going to see another Three Stooges or what? There's been articles have been written. Everybody wants one.
So do I. I know we all want one too. I don't know what's going on. I would do it in a heartbeat. I'm the biggest Stooges fan and Stooge historian there is out there. I'd go head to head with any Stooge aficionado. I loved making that movie. It was such an incredible time in my life.
That's awesome, Chris. Chris, I want to thank you for giving me a few minutes today. This was great, and let's get you back on with future projects.
My pleasure, man. All the best to you.